What's up, everybody? Welcome, finally, welcome to a victory edition of the Dolphins Dive Bar, your favorite, most low budget YouTube breakdown of Miami Dolphins football games. Our Dolphins finally pick up a W, finally get the first one of the season. It only took them 4 tries, but they beat the stinking hapless New York Jets on Monday Night Football. Final score of 27-21. Miami was rocking those what do they call it, the Dark Waters jerseys. I don't know, interesting uniform. The helmet's weird. It's too dark. The numbering system's too dark. It kind of reminds me of like the Marlins when they did their second rebrand, when they went from like the Mikazuki looking Jeff Loria style M to whatever Jeter and company tried to do, where they had everything was like black on black practically, and you couldn't really read the numbers, or you had no idea who the player was. Kind of reminds me of that. I've seen some fan mock-ups on like Twitter and other things like that look very good, and you know, what are you gonna do? But we're not here to talk about fashion. We're here to talk about football. It is October, no longer September, even that's when the fest is because they're celebrating October. But since it is October, we are going to have the Fest beer, yeah? The Paulaner. I mean, I used to live in Germany, and like this is only 11 ounces. In Germany you can get like a freaking half liter of this for like a euro 17, which is like $1.35 American at the time, and it ruled. Let's try some of this Fest beer. Always make a little bit of bubbles. Get that gas build up in there so that's not all gas in your stomach. Boom, boom, boom. Prost. That's good beer. Okay. So, once again, the Dolphins do win, get their first win of the season versus Jets Monday Night Football 27-21. What did it cost them? Victory doesn't come cheap or free or easy, right? Let me just adjust this because I like to see the logo. Hey, go Canes. Unfortunately, our boy Tyreek Hill, receiver number one, the most dynamic player that's ever put on a Dolphin uniform, he was lost for the season. I mean, I could tell right away. Dude, it was like the first freaking catch of the third quarter. It's like the Dolphins finally are playing like this good brand of football. The offense is clicking a little bit. The defense is forcing turnovers. They force a turnover to start the second half. On the kick return, they get a fumble. And then it's like a play or two later, Tyreek catches it. He's running out of bounds. And then boom, that knee just buckles underneath them from the weight of the other guy and him trying to stop on a dime or whatever. And you see him, as soon as he's on the floor, like they're just talking like mad chill. But I mean, you could see that leg just dangling. And immediately I'm like, I was like, listen, I'm not a doctor. I mean, I have very small medical experience in my life. But, I know a dislocation usually when I see one, and yeah, I was like, oh man, that knee's dislocated. And unfortunately, because I recorded this video actually like a couple of days later, and so I had a lot going on. But unfortunately, the worst happened. Not the worst is over. No, the worst it happened. He got he tore everything in there, like ACL, MCL, every ligament that he had. And that's, he had to go into surgery. That's some serious recovery time. That's a serious injury. I mean, with the cutthroat business of the NFL, that could have been the last time you saw Tyreek in a Dolphin uniform, just on the sideline or, in the cart, just throwing it up and like laughing and clapping. And obviously the jokes and the memes are, oh, he's so happy you don't have to play with Tua again. But it's like, he even said himself, he's like, bro, I was just trying not to pass out from the pain. Like, it must have been insane for him. So I wish him well. We wish him well over here. I salute Tyreek. We appreciate everything he did for us this season and previous seasons. He finishes the game 6 catches for 67 yards. I mean, he was doing all right. He was a big part of the offense. Finishes his season 21 catches for 265 yards and only 1 touchdown. But yeah, man, just rest up, get well, and hopefully life is good for you, continues to be good for you, and you catch on, you get to play football again. But life is the most important thing. It's like, dude, the Jets freaking stink, bro. Like they had a chance to win that game, but they kept just like shooting themselves in the foot. It Man, if you're a Jet fan, like I understand your pain because we've seen the Dolphins, especially like with the Adam Gase Dolphins when they had absolutely no discipline. Um, I get it. Aaron Glenn had a right to just rip those boys because, dude, 13 penalties that were accepted for over 100 yards plus three turnovers. The Dolphins hadn't forced a turnover the entire season up until this game, and they were able to get three. No picks, but three fumbles. Three recovered fumbles in this game. So, finally, you win the turnover battle. But it's crazy because the Jets still had a chance, to make it interesting. But so many drives were killed by a stupid holding penalty or a motion on the line or just something. So, man, what the hell am I talking about? Good. Like, good. I hate the Jets, man. The Jets made my life miserable in, like, the early 2000s when they beat the Dolphins, like, 7, 8 games in a row. Like, good. Be bad. You guys suck. But the Jets deployed that offense that Miami can't stop. Miami can't stop the run. It's like a fact of life. They just are getting run all over. That front seven are not making the stops when needed. Like our edge guys. You got Chop. Or I'm sorry, you got Phillips, and it's like Phillips loves. These are edge guys. They want to tackle the quarter. They want to make sacks. They're off the line. They're in funky angles. They're not in angles that are good for playing the run. So they wind up getting beat, and then you get to the second level so easily. Like, what was his name? Hall, for just, like the Jets had 197 rush yards as a team. Justin Fields running all over Miami, ran like a long-ass touchdown. I was like, dude, like, the guy can't throw, but look at them legs, man. Hall had 14 carries to 81 yards. Just the run D is just bad. But the passing defense, like, we thought that the defense would be the best unit, and we thought that front seven would be like, especially that D line would just be like the freaking glue that hold that defense together because of so many injuries to the secondary, right? But the secondary's been the best unit on defense by far because these dudes, like, these old wily vets, they know all the tricks, man. Rasul Douglas, like, they know all these little tricks that these younger guys just don't know yet. Like, they've seen it all. They've been it all. They just know how to cover. And it's actually been, like, really cool to see them play. I mean, even on the one pass where, I forget who it was that got beat in the corner of the end zone for a touchdown, but it's like he didn't even get beat. Like, he played it perfectly. His hands were there. He swiped at the ball. Like, he got in between the receiver's hand and pulled, but, like, the dude just made a freaking, I mean, he just made a catch that, like, only 10 guys in the league could make. So you can't do nothing about that. That secondary, especially the DBs, I mean, they're the only thing that's holding up on this defense so far. But that defense did, and special teams did force the three fumbles. One that's, saved the touchdown. You get one at the 1 yard line. You get another one at the, after the second half. And I don't have what the last one was, but just keep making plays. That bend but don't break mentality that they had like a while back with what was it, Vance Joseph was the defensive coordinator. I mean, you want to see that because everything's like designed for the offense. Offense is going to get theirs. They're going to get their yards. They're going to get they're going to get their points, whatever. But if you can allow them to move the ball, but keep them out of the end zone, that's a great start. Once again, got to give Mike McDaniel his flowers, dude. Like, maybe I don't want to see him go. I mean, he's starting to actually look like an NFL coach. It's taken him long enough, right? But he's starting to put really good game plans together. Like, Tua did not get sacked at all with that offensive line that's, in shambles. The right side of that offensive line is in absolutely shambles. But they're just smart. Like, he's a left-handed quarterback. Just make him go that way. The right sucks. Make him go to the left. And he's a lefty, so boom. He's already running in the direction that he could throw the football. So the game plan of having the rollouts has been great. I mean, he even used the legs a couple times. Yeah, like 6 yards on the ground, but hey, whatever, you know. And then man, he took a hit. I think it was Maui Noah from the U. That, but it wasn't even like it was like a flub penalty because Tua like slid way too late. He slides when like the freaking defender's like a foot in front of his face, tries to slide, goes down, and then like the other guy winds up like tapping him in the helmet, and it looked a lot worse than what it was, you know. But as soon as Tua slides and somebody's near him, like we're all like, oh no, it's prime time, and you always get hurt on prime time when you slide. But fortunately, nothing happened. He was able to get up, you know, one of the numerous Jets penalties. But Tua, 17 for 25, a buck 77, 2 touchdowns, no picks, no sacks. He had a fumble, but I mean, it's okay. Darren Waller, bro. The two touchdown passes were Darren Waller. He had 3 catches for 48 yards, 2 TDs. I mean, he's like, dude, Waddle is not tall. He's a speed guy. Tyreek Hill, not tall. He's a speed guy. It would drive you, me, everybody, absolutely friggin' nuts when they'd get in the red zone or like and then they try to throw a fade to Tyreek. And it's like, dude, what the hell are you doing? You need a big body for that, right? You got that big body. Darren Waller, bro. I mean, he just goes up there and just mosses it from defenders and is getting touchdowns. Like, we were worried about him. You know, we're like Joe Rose, hey, shout out Joe Rose, likes to call it the 401k plan, right? Guy comes to Miami at the tail end of his career. He's just trying to collect a paycheck. We've all seen it happen. But dude, this guy, like, he worked hard to get healthy. We didn't think that he would get healthy, but he was working his ass off to get healthy. And he looked like the Pro Bowler that the Giants had, okay? The dude can go up and get the football. Now, hopefully, with Tyreek out, he becomes a bigger part of the offense. Tight ends have to be a bigger part of the offense. I get it. You know, it's not like the coaching lineage that McDaniel has. It's not the biggest thing. But, bro, you got to get your tight ends more involved. I mean, you saw it last year with John Doe. You're going to have to see it this year with Waller and Julian Hill. Guys, they got to be able to make the plays. Waddle, a bigger part of the game plan he's going to have to be. He only finished the game with 3 catches for 48 yards, but he's going to have to be a bigger part of the game plan going forward. Like, you got no choice. You're a speed guy. You can do motion. No one's as dynamic as Tyreek, but I mean, you got tools, man. You're gifted. You got a contract, right? Like, you're more than capable. So, just take advantage of your opportunities, man. Devon Achan, I mean, what more can I say? Like, the dude, every week, I hope they don't drive him into the ground because, he's the second fastest guy in the team. Might be the first. He's the first fastest now with Tyreek gone. But, I mean, he 20 carries, 99 yards. I don't want to see him get, like, 20. 20 is a good number. Like 16 to 20 is the sweet spot for him. I want to see Ollie Gordon get more involved. Like, this run game's got to really step up. I mean, you don't have to give the ball to Malik Washington. Like, I'll talk about him in a minute. But, like, I don't need that much trickeration in the running game. Just give it to your guys. Like, you got Ollie Gordon, bro. He had 6 carries for 10 yards. Like, you got to feed him a little bit more than that. I know that HN is balling out, doing his thing, but, like, you need that yin and yang, that contrast of speed and power just to really open it up, man, and really just, you could even put them on the freaking field at the same time. And guys, they'll have no idea. Like, you could go old school I formation. If you want to run 2 running backs in the pistol, do that. Have Ollie Gordon play in a fullback role or just, two backs in the field, so they don't know what's coming. You got freaking frack, you got speed, you got power. Like, you could throw the defenses off with some of that stuff. I mean, Mike, I don't know, think about it. Like, I'm putting it in your brain. Yeah, just make that happen. Because, Gordon's good, dude. He needs more than what he's been getting. Jalen Wright, I think he's healthy now. Like, you got a lot of people to incorporate into the backfield and that you can also use in the passing game. So let's go. Is it beer? Malik Washington, going to be a bigger part. He could do a lot. He's got good size. He's got, a little bit of speed. He's got hands. He's going to this is going to elevate him. So hopefully we're going to see a lot out of him. You know, D. Eskridge. Um, you know, these receivers, man, you guys are going to get opportunities now. So, I mean, take advantage of your opportunities, right? So what's next? What's next for the Dolphins, man? We got a road game this Sunday going against the hapless Carolina Panthers. I mean, they stink too, bro. So hopefully, you know, we're not the team that can kind of look over anybody. You know, like, but this could be a get right game, another get right game for Miami, get inch closer to 500, right? Because I mean, they just have not looked that good. I mean, they had like the one good game. I think they dog walked Atlanta, but and then the next game they look like absolute trash. So you should be able to, you know, play solid football against them. Just, you know, implement all these new things and work, you know, work out the bugs with all the guys that you're gonna have to get involved now. And I mean, we'll see what happens. That game's gonna be at 1 o'clock on Fox, I believe, up in Carolina. So you know, let's hope that the guys can get on track and get the second win of the season. But anyway, man, I'm gonna finish this beer right quick. So we're gonna finish the video. Once again, our Dolphins win the Monday Night Football against the Jets. Suck. Beat the Jets 27-21. Let me see. Yeah, this has been the Dolphins Dive Bar. Yeah, thanks for coming by and hey, get home safe.